Hi again, parents. I don't know. I hope these videos are somewhat helpful. It is, of course, somewhat of a challenge to help each child with their individual writing needs um, with so much going on in distance learning and with the challenge of the technology as well. So thank you for so much for helping your child at home. I really appreciate it. Tonight, again, you're going to want to go into the Google Classroom under classwork and check your child's work under My Project Materials. You want to click on the link that says My Grand Canyon Adventure Story. And so that is going to open up their document. Hopefully they have their hook there from yesterday and their opening as well. Today we built on, and it looks a little crazy right now, but I'll explain what the colors are for. We built on today with a paragraph about the animals that we are seeing as we hike down into the canyon. Yesterday it was a bit more structured with some things to fill in, but a lot of the sentence frames were there. Today I'm suggesting some ideas, but it's less structured. What I really want them to do is first make sure they have a topic sentence for their paragraph that says that they are hiking and that they are going to observe wildlife. They can definitely use my example if they wish. As we begin hiking down the trail, I have my eyes wide open for wildlife. They can switch out that verb for other verbs like exploring, walking, running, or wandering to personalize that sentence, or they can make up an entirely different sentence that still does the same job of telling the reader what is happening in that paragraph. From there, they're going to start naming the animals that they see. And I have a few resources if you want to research with your child the different animals in the canyon. If they're interested in knowing more, I'll show you when we get done here where to look. But here are some examples of animals that you would see in the Grand Canyon: fox, mule deer, elk, hawk, snake, rattlesnake, butterfly, bighorn sheep. The kids this morning suggested spider, lizard, and mountain lion. The goal here for today is to make sure that each of these animals is getting described, and we focused on using adjectives to do our describing. So try to check with your child and see that every animal that they list has at least one adjective with it. Like, for example, a large furry spider, a fast lizard, and then a full-grown mountain lion. Or we can also talk about the traits of the animal. So when they talk about, for example, the fast lizard, they can add a second sentence that says something like what they observe on the lizard, like I can observe its multicolored scales. Or with the mountain lion, I could clearly see its ferocious teeth. So the goal here is simply not to go on to another part of the story, but to spend about 3 or 4 sentences describing the wildlife that they see and making sure that they incorporate adjectives. I'm going to include a copy of the rubric that I'm going to use to score these papers. And so you can look at this with your child and you can ask them, you know, would this paragraph be a 20, for example, for this body paragraph 1? Do you have 4 or more sentences? Are they descriptive? Do you have that lead sentence that has that prepositional phrase we'll talk more about this week, but a prepositional phrase tells when or where something happens. So when we said as we were walking down the trail, that would be the prepositional phrase introducing the action that's happening. So you can go over that with your child. Again, the resources for the different animals, if you want to dig deeper into that, you can look on the stream page. There is a link to the National Parks Grand Canyon page, their wildlife in the Grand Canyon. There's also a little video about mountain lions in the Grand Canyon if your child wants more information about that. All right, so hopefully by the end of today, when they're turning in their slide, they have their hook sentence, their opening, and their first body paragraph that talks about animals in the wild. in the Grand Canyon. All right. Thank you so much for your help, parents. I